Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack.
From the Cedarburg Library. That's where we're at, right? Yeah, Library Community Room in Cedarburg, Wisconsin. We have today a what I like to call the king of self.
Doc.
Oh, hang on. What's up?
There.
The king of self.
Did you tell him not to put me in until you were done with the...
I didn't, but I like how that worked out. I was going to say, the king of self-defecating humor. It's the self-deprecating humor. Here's Jack.
I can't believe you stole that from yesterday.
I told you I was going to use
shameless.
it. I'm worse
You're
than
shameless.
that. You just said, pitch me the softballs, I'll hit them out of the park.
Oh, man. Today we are joined by a bulging studio audience. Don't worry, Dr. Kelly said, you're not bulging. No. Dr. Kelly, the radio vet.
Hello.
And she's a veteran of the radio vet.
Hello.
There you go. And we also have Ross Mann, and he's got a guest at his side. I'm not sure. Not sure who that is. But we got a great show today. We have a little bit a different take on the live performance because we're going to have a recorded performance from one of our live performers.
But we're actually going to play the recording live.
Yes, so it's a live performance. And then we have a guest sports contributor today. The Bulldog Report.
Yeah, absolutely. Our man in the field.
He's properly attired.
Sometimes we actually just put him right in the field. It's like, just go. All right.
Yeah.
So hope for the best. All right. So how was your week, Jack? What's new? What's going on?
Well, do we address the rally yesterday?
I think we should.
Yes. Did you go?
I did.
And? Well, what's it about?
Okay, so...
It proves that there are idiots everywhere, first of all.
Yeah, one stepped up this week, one of our idiots,
Yes.
and wrote a pretty heinous letter to one of our fellow citizens here. To call it racially insensitive would be a kind...
Understatement?
It's...
Well, not only that, the punctuation was terrible.
You'd think that if they were going to be to terrorize someone, you think they would at least use proper grammar, right? Exactly.
Right.
So
proves that they're not from the Cedarburg School District.
Not a bit. No way. No. So it was just awful. But what was wonderful is it did not take long for this community to step up. And the posts it started, I believe, on our friends over at Cedarburg Uncensored on that Facebook page, which I have some news about that was developing before the show. It grew on to Cedarburg Now and the Cedarburg Community Connection, and thousands of posts of support for this family that was targeted by this, pinhead who thought it'd be a good idea to express his views in the mail. He actually used the other thing is he used the U.S. Postal Service. Who does that?
Was he or she stupid enough to put a return address on there? Maybe that would solve the crime.
Yeah, we would think. No,
one of those things. Oh, here's one of my stickers.
So a few wonderful people decided to do a rally yesterday in front of City Hall, and our Mayor O'Keefe was there and delivered some really pertinent and nice, kind words, and just reminded us again of why this is a great place to live, and let this family know that they have a lot of people at their back. And our Bridge of the Divide, Erica was there, here from CPL Radio, and who does work here at the Cedarburg Library. But this meathead did the exact opposite probably happened of what he was hoping for. Instead, the community stepped up and said...
He or she.
Oh, that's right.
We got to be...
That's right.
Gender equality here.
Yeah, that is true.
There are idiots of both.
Morons know no bounds,
right.
I guess, right? So,
right.
That's where it's at. The rally was nice. I'd say about 50 or 60 people out there in the rain. It wasn't the most pleasant night, but good showing of people. And... it was great. I brought my son, and it was cool. Zach,
did he get up and do some magic tricks?
He did not. No, he was processing it all, and that was why I brought him, because I wanted him to see that when buffoon decides to do something that love can conquer hate, as they say.
Yeah, and I have always said to my kids, you can't. There are things out of your control. You can't control other people, but you can control how you react to it. So, how the community reacted was good, and it also proves that
proud to live here. Yeah.
Yep, and that we need shows like this that have stupid laughter, not just stupid people.
Oh, we'll be bringing it today.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah. We got a very prepared vet. She's told me she's been up all night studying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, studying.
She's like up for a finals.
Yes, it's like her first day of her practice today. So
Yeah.
She's properly attired.
I did the other day venture up into the attic, open up a giant Rubbermaid container I haven't been in a while, and dug out my virology notes from 1995.
Oh, I thought you were going to go in a different direction with that. We didn't. We didn't know where that was going. I'm mildly disappointed.
I would have been more impressed if she actually brought a little vial with a 1998 virus too. Like actually brought an actual virus here. But then we got enough problems with that right now anyway, right? So we don't want to cause any problems, but. Yeah, last night was great. A little bit of the media there, not just social media. We actually had not four. I saw 6, 12, and 58 were loitering around.
Loitering.
Was there a chant?
There was a chant, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. And they chanted at all the right times. When the camera lights go on, everyone started chanting.
Wow.
You guys are professional chanters.
A media-savvy crowd.
Very much so, very much so. I was very impressed. So, yeah, it was great. And here at the library, we are putting out a box. If people want to drop letters of support, we'll get it to the family because the family is connected through Bridge the Divide. And we'll just keep the conversation going. And, that's what we do. So... Here. Good job, Cedarburg.
Yep. And that's one berg down.
Yes.
What about the other one?
Well,
what's new in Newburgh?
It was a quiet week in Newburgh. I saw Garrison Keeler here, hopefully without the trouble. But not much going on in Newburgh this week. Their website's back up. They're not selling Chinese pharmaceuticals this week, apparently.
Excellent.
Yeah, things are looking better in Newburgh. The big melt.
That's our new slogan.
Yeah,
things are looking better in Newburgh.
They'll say better than what? Better than yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Improvement.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. Beyond that, sounds like we have a warm weekend coming up here, so maybe get out there and do a few things. Yeah, chant a little bit. I will say, if you're actually going to be visiting Easter Island this weekend, I have some news on Easter Island. You didn't know about this, did you?
Of course
this
not.
This is big. So apparently someone, the Moai statues, they call them, they're the heads that are planted in the ground on the island. So,
that sounds like an ostrich.
It does. So some Yahoo with a pickup truck drove into one yesterday. Just
with
took
a pickup
it out.
truck.
Just
it had to be a pickup.
Yep, it is.
Do they have
actually
over
is. Yeah, they have a pickup truck, and they just took it out. So I haven't seen what the charges are going to be yet, but apparently I'm sure he'll be charged with something. I don't know how much those things cost. I'm assuming more. It
wasn't a hit and run.
$14.95. It's not like a Chia Pet or anything like that. I mean, this is like a major piece of It was not a hit and run. I believe.
How could a pickup truck even get close?
Well, oddly enough, in the news story, they said they're going to review how close people are allowed to drive.
You think that's a good idea?
Maybe it's a
Those
good time
things are deteriorating.
To look over. Yeah,
anyway,
well, that one should
helped
deteriorated, let me tell you.
Chevy Chase did that, too.
Did he drive into one of the Easter Island hills?
Yeah. One of the vacation
No, I know
movies.
he took out Stonehenge.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah. There you go. Get your mythical ruins right, Scott. Okay.
Mythical ruins.
So that happened yesterday. I thought that was kind of interesting. I thought I'd bring that to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that was really great. Appreciate it.
We kind of have a sponsor today. We're drinking our sponsor today. We should talk about them.
Our purveyors and providers of fine coffee and tea.
Fine coffee and tea.
Mel likes their smoothies. And what do you get there, Kelly?
At the Java House?
She gets everything. I've seen her there all the time.
I normally get a cappuccino. Or a latte. Or a cortado.
Very
Advanced
She's a
degrees.
doctor. She's hoi polloi. Did you ever order the hoi polloi? It's really good.
Oh, God. Someone is amused
I am.
by
I
their
have a
own
good
joke.
time. Wow, that's self-deprecating.
It's the Java House. It's the Java House. And we have a Java House regular. He's here scouting on a scouting mission. He's going to be a guest in 2 weeks.
Oh, very good. Very good. He's our professional
He's
audience is what he is.
As he self-described town crier.
Yes. Town whiner, he said earlier.
Oh, no. He's a town crier. When he appears, people start crying.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I'm going to give you their address just in case you're wondering where to find them. It's W63.
Because those are so easy to follow.
Oh,
the
it's
addresses.
great. Yeah, all you got to do is just look at the building. W63N653, Washington Avenue. Don't forget, double punches every Tuesday because they are nice. That's them talking, not me. It is also the home of the Lavender Wildflower Moon Milk, Dragon Moon Milk, Golden Moon Milk, and something that I've tried called the Hiki.
It's Huga.
No.
Yo.
Okay. Well, it's also vanilla, nutmeg, cardamom, and some shots. That's what it is. So I don't care about the pronunciation or how many consonants.
It's damn good.
It's really good.
That would
yeah.
be espresso shots.
It's yes, yes, absolutely. Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, doctor. Oh, God. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a ping pong game here.
Kelly and I, this is not our first rodeo. We do this every Thursday.
I've heard it.
We also have something called the Wisconsin Brandy Old Fashioned.
Hey, they only
blend.
give us 2 free drinks a week. Enough.
I'm gonna Dragon Moon Milk this for all it's worth. It was really good. I tried it a few weeks ago. Lisa, if you're listening, more please. That's the end of my pitch.
She
too.
rarely listens. You don't know Lisa very well.
Well, she needs to listen more. No, if she's listening, she's not brewing. So
Keith's imitating her with a hand puppet.
Uh-oh. There we go. So thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Java House, for supporting community radio in Cedarburg and supporting
us.
the show. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're proud
And
of that.
another regular Java House, Jeff, strolled in during that.
Fantastic.
He's looking a little windblown. Usually everything's coiffed perfectly. I don't know. I'm a little worried about you, Jeff.
Well, it's radio. It's okay. You've got radio.
Yeah.
You've got radio hair. It's good.
His fans know what we're talking about.
Absolutely. He's got fans? Does he have a Facebook page? No. We'll get one. We'll get you one before the show's out. Get some likes over there. All right. Well, what else you got there, Jack?
I'm just excited about our guests.
Well, it's pretty exciting. Absolutely. We have a little more information here. I thought you'd be interested to know this day in history.
That wasn't a cue for you to keep talking.
I do my own cues, Jack. And besides which, I got to make it to I got to make it to 12:15, and it's only 12:11. So that's our first commercial break. So with all of this virus stuff going around, I thought it'd be interesting to hear on June 30th of 1881 what they suggested in the newspaper. How to wash the face. This was front page news in 1881.
Okay, that's enough.
That's all you want?
No.
All right. This is
Anything worth keeping?
Well, that's good. Many people object to the use of soap, apparently, in 1881, disliking the shiny, polished appearance it gives. But any who use Dr. Wilson's directions, I don't know who Dr. Wilson is. I don't know who Dr. Wilson is, but he made the newspaper.
Take control of his mic.
They will find that objection removed. What you have to do is as follows. Fill your basin about 2/3 with fresh water, dip your face in the water, then your hands, soap the hands well, and pass the soaped hands with gentle friction over the whole face. Having performed this part of the operation thoroughly, dip the face in the water a second time, rinse it completely. You may add very much to luxury of the latter part of the operation by having a second basin ready with fresh water to perform a final rinse. 1881, that's technology right there. That is sterilization.
I can simplify it. Put your face in the basin. And that's it.
That's our new slogan here.
Steve Martin says he saw whenever he sees in the bathroom of a restaurant.
You sound like you're in the bathroom of a restaurant.
I know. That's a little bit too much. There's a sign saying employees must wash their hands. And then he says, God, I'm glad I'm not an employee.
That's how these things get spread, people.
Speaking of spreading, we're going to be talking to the doctor of pet viruses.
Yeah, well,
Sure.
With a vial.
For starters.
Sure.
Sure.
She knows that she's not. But she's slipping a little. I have to tell you, Dr. Kelly was a little disappointed. Went to the pancake breakfast this year, and
Yeah, I was there.
you were sleeping.
What?
Ted
Was she
Ted
sleeping
helped.
at the-
Ted is the one. You may have invented the M&M pancake, but your husband has just jumped all over it. He was on top of it.
Yeah, he gets really excited about working griddles.
You should have that looked at. You're a doctor. Is there anything you can do for heaven's sake?
He's got a non-working griddle here.
He likes to have like 2 going so that he's got about 20 pancakes to monitor at once.
Ooh, multitasker.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Wow.
man. That's a man.
Wow.
Well, we're going to multitask with some commercials. When we come back, we will talk with our guests, starting with Dr. Kelly, who you hear on these very radio waves. We'll be back, everybody.
Are they waves?
Welcome back to the Jack Henke Show. You're listening to the Easter Island edition when our town crier Keith mentioned off the air, and it's just too good not to share with you that particular accident was considered by authorities as a head-on collision. Thank you, everybody. We also do bar mitzvahs and funerals. All right, Jack, go for it.
Me? You're the one who usually talks to her. She's nice to me.
This is good. This is a wonderful vacation for her this week, I'm sure.
Dr. Kelly is here. With
Hello.
Hello. Oh, she's being nice now. So what's new in the animal world?
What is new? You know, there is a little news about coronavirus in dogs.
You don't say.
I thought, yeah, that's a hangover, right? The coronavirus?
No. A dog in, I can't remember if it's Korea or Japan. Tested.
Probably not
weekly.
Korea. They don't last long there.
It's true, you're right. A pet dog.
Well, yeah, I love that pet. He was delicious.
Oh, man.
Tested weekly positive for this novel coronavirus, and the dog lives with a person who's infected.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know.
That sounds
Here we go.
weird.
The dog isn't sick at all.
That sounds
So,
weird.
yeah.
The dog wears it well.
Yeah.
So, can pets, U.S. pets, because we don't care about
The
them
ones
over
we're not
across
eating.
the ocean, are they susceptible to the virus?
So far, no.
Oh, well, okay.
I mean, dogs do have their main coronavirus is an intestinal virus, intestinal illness, and it's usually not very serious. So
It sounds like paper towels would be involved. He was talking intestinal here.
yeah,
I'm a little worried.
Yeah, it's not respiratory.
You use paper towels?
What do you use?
Toilet paper.
Oh,
God, that sounds a little rough. Paper towel. No wonder you walk funny.
dogs, Jack. Dogs. Talking about carpeting, vinyl flooring. Go ahead.
So you did some research in your attic.
Yeah, I did. There was no corona up there.
No, past the expiration date.
Modelo Especial,
Any
but
moldy,
no Corona.
moldy limes?
No, I just thought, a lot of people are thinking about viruses these days, so I went up and dragged my old binder of notes from school down and reviewed it, and it was, there was a lot of stuff in there that I don't remember, and was interesting again. But
Interesting again.
yeah, like stuff I used to know.
Oh boy, you're really building your practice here.
No, specifically about like the biology of viruses, or the structure and how they're put together.
What was interesting again?
What was interesting again? A lot of people are confused about virus versus bacteria.
Huh?
I think. Yeah. And so I reviewed the differences.
And?
Viruses are minuscule compared to bacteria. A bacterial cell is gigantic compared to a virus particle. Many thousands of virus particles can fit inside a single bacterial cell.
Oh, everybody knew that.
Yeah. So that's what I thought. But
You're showing your age, Jack.
bacteria can live independently on surfaces like your
Microphones.
your dog's water bowl, for example. If you haven't washed your dog's water bowl in a long time and you stick your finger in it and feel the slippery bottom, that's a biofilm, mostly bacteria living there. Okay.
I'm so glad this is a lunchtime show.
Right, okay. Dr. Kelly's weight loss treatment.
A virus.
Let's talk viruses.
A virus requires a living cell to live in.
okay.
The bacteria don't. Yeah. Viruses are not susceptible to antibiotics. Bacteria are. So when you take an antibiotic, it only kills bacteria. It never kills virus.
Well, that's no good.
What if the virus is in the bacteria and the bacteria gets killed?
With the lime and the coconut.
Yeah.
Well, it's too bad for the virus. Bacteria,
Sucks to be you, virus.
Bacteria do have their own viruses
Shut up.
that infect them.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
How do you know that?
Because they're extremely useful in genetic research when you're taking a gene that you want to use, for example, to make a product such as insulin, and you use a viral vector to insert it into the DNA of a bacteria so that your bacterial colony produces mass amounts of insulin. And yeah, there you go.
She's showing off.
It was all in the binder.
I guess, yeah.
All in
It was
the
all in the
binder,
binder.
man. It's all
She's
in the
reading off the binder.
Yeah,
Thank
so
God
these-
for that binder.
So, yeah, they're extremely useful in that kind of place. So, yeah, that kind of situation.
As are attic binders.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, how many years have you been doing this vet thing, Doctor?
I finished in 98, so almost 22.
Excellent. About the same time as the binder was put in the attic.
Yeah, that was 95, yeah.
Okay. I see a correlation there.
Why a vet? Why did you become a vet?
Oh, I don't know, I just kind of fell into it.
Oh, boy.
Let's see, just like everybody else, I was like, in third grade, I wanted to be a veterinarian. And my first research paper, which is hilarious, we had to do in third grade with the note cards and the outlines and
Was
everything.
it about bacteria and virus?
No, it said the title was How to Become a Veterinarian.
Wow.
It's got all the angles, man.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Wow.
And then in high school, I worked at a veterinary clinic. It was a really good job, but I basically decided, no, I do not want to become a veterinarian. And then I went through college, majored in biology, and applied to grad schools. And a friend of mine who was a fellow biology major, she said, you should apply to vet school. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to apply to vet school. And
So you're a vet because of peer pressure.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
no.
And I
Did
was
you
like,
speak to a
wow,
counselor
I
at all about,
completely-
I had a friend at the bar and we were talking.
completely
She said, I'm going to do
forgot.
it. Okay, I will too.
I completely forgot all about that option.
She forgot about her third grade paper.
I did. So I applied and I got accepted, but I still was like, I'm not sure. So I went to grad school for a year and put it off, and then went to vet school when I decided, no, this PhD program is not for me.
We all got to do something, Jack.
Really?
Yeah.
What do we do? We don't do anything.
We show up.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. What do you have pets at home?
I do. I have 2 cats, 2 ferrets, and an English budgie.
What's an English budgie?
It's like a parakeet, but a little bit bigger.
What keeps the cats
And
from eating
it
the budgie?
has a distinct accent that's really cool.
And can you do an imitation for us? Well, you can't talk about a cool accent and then not say it like, hey, y'all.
It was a joke.
Oh.
He's English.
Hello. Righto. It's one of those kind of budgies. All right. Well, I had a question. What keeps your 2 cats from devouring said budgie?
Well, the budgie's in a cage.
That helps.
The cats don't
Okay.
have thumbs, so they're not very.
Cats
good.
don't have thumbs?
They're not very good at opening it.
That would do it. So,
What's the most underrated pet, do you think?
Rats.
Oh,
Domesticated.
I never would have guessed that one.
Domestic rats are awesome.
Really?
Yes, they're a fantastic first pet for a kid. Way better than a hamster or a gerbil.
and they make great radio hosts. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
They're really, really good.
Why?
Rats almost never bite. Hamsters, virtually 100% of them do. They live about the same length, 2 years, so it's not a huge commitment. If it's your first pet, you're not like stuck for 14 years if it doesn't work out very well. They're easy to keep. Well, they keep themselves clean. They're easier to keep clean than a guinea pig. They are curious, inquisitive. They explore. They're fun to watch. They have these adorable little hands that can hold anything.
I've never heard adorable
yeah.
used to describe any part of a rat before.
They're quite pleasant.
Really?
Do you have any rat patients at this time? Are you
I
seeing
do.
any? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You do not.
Yeah, I
Do
do.
you really? Yeah, I do.
People know there are people out there who are real rat fanciers and love rats, big fans of rats, and they have, they'll have a couple. And, there's some common problems that require them to come in. I've done surgery on rats.
Wow.
Wow is right.
That must have been a
an important
tense
rat.
day in the OR.
Little tweezers.
Administering anesthesia to a rat's got to be a blast, I'm sure.
It's no harder than a rabbit or a guinea pig.
Oh, really? Okay.
So.
All right, so rats underrated.
Rats are highly underrated.
What is the overrated pet? What is the pet?
Any kind of reptile.
Is that the one that people most regret getting?
I don't think they do. I think they don't know that they're slowly killing it. By having inadequate light, humidity, wavelength of light, temperature gradient, most people do it wrong.
We talked about the iguanas dropping out
of the trees when it was cold.
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely. Taking people out, just like smacked in the head with a falling iguana.
Some of those are big, so
That's true.
it's not to be taken lightly.
I don't think so. I think it cause a concussion, I think.
God. Wow. So, how did you end up in Cedarburg?
Oh, I grew up in Fox Point.
Ugh.
What's wrong with that?
Well, our listenership just took this big.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that? She's a vet from Fox Point.
What?
Hey, boom, boom.
So,
Any pet foxes out there? Never mind.
no.
All right. So, how did you Fox Point to Cedarburg? That's in another county, for God's sakes.
It's barely a half a tank of gas, Jack.
Good question.
It's not that hard.
We know somebody who never leaves the county except for gas, right? Yeah. See?
Or when gassed.
I think it's because my parents owned a duplex in Cedarburg that they themselves never lived in. They just rented out. And when my husband and I decided to move back, we were living in the state of Oregon, and we decided to move back to Wisconsin.
Why?
Why did we decide to move back?
Yeah.
Because surprise, we were having a kid.
Oh. Okay. Okay, that's that actually. Never mind. Surprise! You look at me like it's like, oh, I'm pregnant. Let's move.
It was.
That's the
Surprise.
equation. Oh, okay. Well,
With
all right.
surprise, maybe we better go live with family.
This is turning into a gotcha interview, Jack.
Rats and surprise pregnancies. What's next? God.
Oh my!
I'm not an attorney. I don't know
TMZ
the answers to the
here on
questions I
CPL
ask.
So basically, we decided we wanted to move home to Wisconsin to be closer to family, and my parents decided they would just kick out their lower level residents so we could
Nice. Oh, God.
so we could
Hey,
live there.
that was me. I was wondering why.
They didn't give you the penthouse. They gave you the lower level.
Yeah. Well, that was the bigger one. So yes. What's really sad though is that this is a wonderful street and we still live on it. We bought a house a few houses down from the duplex, and when we bought the house, we
The same people you kicked out of. Oh, God. Oh, no.
we outbid the
You
same
cold,
people.
heartless
That was
vet.
terrible. It was horrible.
Oh, I see. It's just so horrible. You
Holy cow.
can't stop laughing about it. They should have a rally for them. You should be the one getting chanted at. Wherever we live, you want to live.
It was terrible.
We're not telling you where we're moving next.
I'm not moving on to her block.
No kidding. Wow.
I have a sleeping bag and a thermos of coffee. I'm ready for the week. Oh my gosh. Well, there we go.
Okay.
It's a small town.
Just remember that when you're hacking everybody off by stealing
We
their
did
living.
not know until afterwards
Oh, sure.
who it was.
You're laughing.
That is awesome.
Wow. The heartless vet.
Life
Kelly,
is-
the heartless vet.
Whoops.
No wonder she likes rats. She is one.
Just in real estate.
Yeah.
Only
Oh, yeah.
in real estate.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere
No,
else
I
she's
don't.
she's a
That's
mensch.
a character
She's
trait.
a wonderful person.
She's a woman.
Fun. So, well,
Any parting shots, Dr. Kelly? You want to?
we deserve it, certainly.
Yeah, we're having trouble buying our masks now, so people need to settle down with all that.
I know you people want to live and everything, but I got a rat to operate on.
Let's just take it easy on the masks. Wow.
Oh boy.
Good stuff. And where do you practice again, Dr. Kelly?
I practice at Easttown Veterinary Clinic
In
in
Mequon. That is true.
Near
Absolutely.
Fox Point.
By way of Fox
Yeah,
Point.
sure.
So, that works out well. All right, folks, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Mel.
Mel and the boss.
And the boss of Mel's Charities. And we'll be back right after this. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thank you for coming by, Dr. Kelly, and enduring the Jack Henke Show.
You can stay.
And you're more than welcome to stay, of
I'm
course.
allowed
That's
to
your,
stay?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not moving in into anyone.
We're
in your
moving you to
chair.
the rat section.
Nobody's going to move into your chair and kick you out, I promise.
She may evict you from the library pretty soon.
All right, folks. Another commercial. When we come back, we'll be back. That's what's going to happen when we come
boy.
back. That's
Wow.
a beautiful thing. There we
Big
go.
build-up.
Very pithy.
I dreamt of sinking boats last night. I dreamt of tidal waves and distant shorelines. I dreamt you held my hand as the tides grew high and swept us out to sea. Please don't you misunderstand. I swear that I'm not still caught up in childish fantasies of things that might have been. It's just that once I fell in love with shade trees and scraped knees and movie theater popcorn, and I don't know if there's another soul like yours out there for me. And the world's too big, and darling, I'm too tired to get up and search it all. And I just think it's easier to wait and hope than fly until you fall. So I'll sit here writing songs, lament for lost loves I never knew, while I wait for another soul like you. I had the winter just to think. I pushed my feelings back and forth on frozen swings, and they told me not to worry, said the best love grows in spring, but not for me, 'cause I fell in love with dry leaves and green tea and cold October rainstorms, and I can only hope that there's another soul like yours out there for me. And the world's too big, and darling, I'm too tired to get up and search it all. And I just think it's easier to wait and hope than fly until you fall. So I'll sit here writing songs, lament for lost loves I never knew, while I wait for another soul like you. sinking boat sail one more time for me. The world's too big, and darling, I'm just so tired. I'll just sit here writing songs for made-up loves that all look like you. I dreamt of sinking boats last night.
The one, Elizabeth Cation, friend to the show, and that is a demo off her, I'm assuming, forthcoming album. It sounded fantastic, and she's great.
Got a big voice in that little squirt. And another Java House
I was just going to say, I
connection.
believe she's working at the
Yes,
Java House now.
yes.
I saw her there.
Yep.
In fact, I think on their Facebook page, you can see her and Lisa's daughter do a duet together. It's outstanding. It's really good. So
Keith was just taunting her last Sunday.
Oh, good. I want to make sure everyone is
The town
equal.
crier struck. She was crying.
Perfect. Very good. We'd like to apologize for our professional audience member. You're listening to the Jack Henke Show out of the community room of the Cedarburg Public Library, and I turn it back over to Jack with another couple of dignitaries.
Very big dignitaries. To my right, my immediate right, is the good one. That's the Ross man, Ross Rintelman. You want to say hello, Ross?
Hello.
Do you like being here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. And who's that with you?
Mel.
Oh,
He's
God.
the best guy that I ever had.
Oh.
Glad you listened well, Ross, before we came in here.
Did you guys practice that?
While we were hearing about rats and reptiles, we always nice to follow discussion on that.
And, well, never mind. So,
Yeah.
what show is this? What number?
We are on episode number 8, Jack.
Number 8? Mel was...
Linda was just through here, and I thought she was going to give us the hook. I thought that was our cancellation notice, but
I thought you were going to say the finger.
Well,
But Mel, the reason I ask is Mel was on our inaugural.
our episode 1. That's right. I barely remember that one. I was terrified.
You guys have come a long way. Well, you have, Jack.
Bulldog's the same. No improvement.
Right.
He gets a bad report card.
To think every month I did 1%.
Very good. Well, Mel, we're glad to have you back because you got a lot of things cooking.
We appreciate it. We always love these opportunities to tell the public and worldwide now on CPL radio of just all the great things that are happening here in Ozaki County through Mel's Charities.
Now that you say that, actually, I have to butt in and tell you we have a dedicated fan in New Zealand who is the leader of the Jack Henke Show fan club in New Zealand.
Like I said, it's amazing now with this technology of the people that you can touch, and we're always about if you can impact one person's life every day, it's a good day.
You
And
bet.
if we're impacting someone in New Zealand, so be it.
It's good.
We're all honorary Kiwis now. It's nice.
Yes, Kiwis. So, Mel, there are new events. I mean, you have your events that you have been etched in people's memories, but you have some new ones coming up. And
What's happened is, with this community, why are people helping us out? Because everything stays local. 100% of what you see from our events goes right back into community impacts buddies, like my friend here, Ross. So, Cedar Creek Winery.
yes,
Is
Connie
having-
Niebuhr was here last week.
Yes, they are having their 30th anniversary a week from tomorrow. And they're going to do a wine ring toss
Ring toss, yes.
on wine bottles down in the cellar. And they asked us if we'd be willing to have some of our volunteers come there. And it's like three rings for $5. If you throw it over a bottle, you get a free glass of wine or a bottle of wine.
Free bottle, yeah.
That's going to be like when you try to shoot the basket at the state fair, though. I'm sure the bottle's
Not
gonna
quite
be-
as rigged as that.
Yes. But no, hopefully you have a chance to win it. But Ross, what are we going to be doing on Wednesday in regards to the ring toss? Where are we going to be?
We're going to be on TV.
Oh, TV, that's overrated. Radio's where it's at. What TV are you going to be on?
Fox 6 Wake Up News.
Ah, nice.
So the Wine Cedar Winery, Mary Gilo, had contacted us, and they said that they would like Ross, and of course, we can't go anywhere without Andy.
Of course.
And Andy would be here today, but we just, he's down in Waco, Texas.
What?
Yes, visiting friends, but we sent him the link. And
Might be tuning in now.
And hopefully he's
Hello, Andy.
yes, so it's kind of cool. But no, Ross will be a big part of this on Wednesday, and he's very excited about it.
Excellent. You should be. That's great. Great PR for the whole group. And what after that? That's next weekend, for God's sakes.
So from Saturday. So this is the community, local businesses wanting to get involved with us, and then a lot of people know that we do memorials for kids that have passed away way too early. And so DK Crumbeagle, 2 years ago with his buddy Austin, we're coming down Western Avenue, hit a patch of, they had just fixed up the road, and we lost him way too early. And so, Mel's, all we try to do is give a big community hug through having great times for great causes. And so we started a scholarship in DK's memory up at Seabury High School. What the coolest thing about it is DK's family then said, you know what, instead of you guys just always doing stuff for us, we'd like to start an own event where the proceeds go to Mel's. Tough to put in words what that means. So they're doing a poker. I just find these hard to believe what they come up with these things.
It's great because all the events are so unique themselves.
Right.
A poker pub walk.
Well, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So it's
for $20, you can the pub walk starts at 1:00 on Saturday, April 11th, and starts at Cedars, and then you return to Cedars with your cards, and then there's going to be a raffle and a drawing and all kinds of good stuff.
Yep. And they're this isn't a Mel's event. This is what we call like a third-party event that wants to benefit us. And we just finished up the cards. They look like a little bingo card. And there's 10 establishments. I've been to a few of them that you're going to be walking around.
You got to pay your tabs before this.
Yeah.
Pay them off before this event goes.
But Cedars is like our home base, so it's for a lot of our events. So it starts and ends there.
Yeah.
And it's I see this one. Every one of them, they just start out with a dream and a passion, and I could see this one growing each year too.
Okay. And what about the dance that you've taken over?
Well, this is why Ross is here too, because he can talk about his experience there. It started at Cedarburg High School called Portal Prom. And if you're ever having a bad day, I strongly encourage you to come witness this. It was Cedarburg High School students many, many years ago that created a prom for individuals like Ross to just enjoy a magical night. And it's all put on by the Cedarburg High School students. They prepare the food. They serve it. They're all dressed in black. And then afterwards, what do we do, Ross? What do you have to do after you eat?
We dance.
So Portal was kind enough. It got to be too much for them. And they asked if we would take this over. So it's now called Mel's Magic Moments Dinner Dance.
And what is it? That the 14th as well, Mel?
Correct.
March 14th. So that's next Saturday night. It's
Yes.
Coming up.
Yeah.
But once again, it's we have people that help fully fund it. We help fully fund the whole night. And Ross, how many years you been going to that?
I've been there to support Mel's charities, so I've been there several months.
Well, several years you've gone to that, right?
Yes.
And then what are you doing tomorrow? So we have the dance.
Well, all the food was catered from Scratch Catering. So, yeah,
And how do you know them?
I used to work for them.
Yeah, from scratch is great.
Yeah.
Donna.
Yeah, so they donate their time too. And like I said, it's over at Webster Middle School, and the place is packed. And to see young students get it a lot earlier than I did to impact these guys' lives. We get there's always a lot of heat here in either whether in town here with what you guys were talking about earlier, or just in the world, but we're in pretty good hands here. There's a lot of kids that get it at a young age, and it's pretty impressive.
My daughter was a volunteer in it, and she said the dance is the most fun dance that she's ever been to because everybody just wants to have a good time, and they cut loose. And then I've seen pictures of Ross Mann and Andy taking over the DJ booth too, I believe.
What is the DJ's name again? You've known him a couple times, haven't you?
It was Rob.
DJ Rob.
Yeah, DJ Rob.
And you're DJ Ross Man.
Very funny.
But we have to keep Ross off the dance floor, or we've got to be a bed check that night, because what do you have going on the next day?
I'm playing basketball.
For who?
For a sectional basketball tournament at McGuanago High School.
He says McGuanago better than I do. And what team do you play for, the Hawks?
Osaka County Hawks this year, yeah.
And he's one trip from state.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many years have you been playing basketball for Special Olympics?
A lot of years. I don't know, 20 plus years, I guess. Yeah.
Big smile. It sounds like a pretty good weekend. A lot of dancing, a lot of eating.
Sure, why not?
March Madness.
That's right. The mayor of March Madness is Ross Man. And then, Mel, you also, in addition to your events, the next one is, that you have on the calendar is in May. That's BC's 10-pin tap, or 8-pin tap.
No, luckily it's only 8, because then you and I, Jack, might even get a strike.
Right.
So all you got to do is hit 8, 9, or 10 pins down, and it counts as a strike. Goes really quick. And that thing is filled. Hopefully we can get here before that starts, because you got to meet the Clement family.
Yes.
That are the living, breathing, passionate people behind that. But of course, Ross plays a role in this too, because a few years ago,
Yeah.
Ross was bowling it. And what did you do?
I bowled a 300 game.
Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Excellent.
That's perfection.
Yes.
That's perfect.
And I learned a valuable lesson that night, because obviously there's a little nerves even when we're trying to do that. And so Ross, everybody stops and he throws it down there, and boom, knocks them all down. So I'm driving him home. I'm like, Ross, are you nervous at all? And he's like, no, I knew I had to throw a strike. And what are we doing tomorrow? He lives in the moment. We worry about things that happened last week, last year, 10 years from now, worrying about something that's going to happen down the road. We're all just guaranteed today. And what I've learned from Ross and his friends is that they live in the moment and enjoy each and every moment of it. And that's what sort of drives this whole Mel's thing too. So he, as much as he brings a lot to the table, he really does for our organization.
Thank you.
Let's not get out of hand here.
And what do you do down there? You don't do anything. You talk a lot. That's it. For God's sake.
No,
So,
I agree.
But you have some other big news, Mel, in addition to all your wonderful events for the community. What's going on? You have a big project that's recently been unveiled, and it sounds like a huge, huge thing for the area.
Appreciate it. It's a game changer for Mel's and his community, and it's called Destination Saukville. If you guys, I suppose you've seen a few campers along 43 there, Camping World. There's like 2 or 3 there every day. Right behind there is 100 acres developed, right by the YMCA, right by, there's a Piggly Wiggly, all kind, transportation, everything. I never would have met any individuals like Ross and all these other families in Ozaki County have been blessed with the Rosses of the world. But what I have found out as they're aging, Ross and his parents, where do they live? There's no housing. So on this property, there is going to be, this will be a piece of it, and they want to call it Mel's Village. I am Tom. The community has become Mel's, but there will be housing, and then 24/7 care. So they keep an eye on them. We're also going to have a retail part of it, so they get to live, work, and play. There'll be a splash pad. There's the size of a football field as far as for recreation. There's going to be an indoor sports facility, assisted living.
Sports medicine.
You're correct.
And
daycare center. I mean, it's going to be called Destination Saukville. It's 65 acres. It was all set to be a big box thing years ago, and thank the Lord the economy went south. Because,
boy, you don't hear that every day.
No, because that's why. Well, no, I don't like it when it goes south. But for that,
then you're not going to be ringing the bell.
Wall Street Reporter.
The stock exchange is not going to have him ringing the bell very soon.
Kind of in the red here.
Huge capitalist, but it's allowing this opportunity because there's nothing else like this in the area, and it's right off of 43, and it's Ansay and Associates, Ansay Development had the land. They came up with the vision, and I sent Jack all the PDFs. There's a flyover of it, and they showed it to the Village of Saukville officials 2 weeks ago, and to say they were pretty excited about this development, it's pretty cool. But it will become the major focus for Mel's, and to be able to make sure that this thing is run properly.
Big job.
It's huge.
And big excitement.
Right.
Legacy project.
And, yeah.
We're not looking for legacy. It's looking for laser focusing our mission. We're always going to try to help whoever we can. It's always been memorial scholarships and then human service organizations that we believe in. And we're still going to be able to figure that all out and help everybody. But this will really, we want to be able to have these families. I wish you could meet. You're going to probably end up meeting some of them when you hear these stories. It's a crisis, where there's a burden on the family of where they can live.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can get this thing off the ground, it could be modeled down the road. And it's been very well perceived as we've briefly have brought this out. But hopefully I'm painting a good picture of this thing.
Oh, it is. And the materials you sent, the flyover of the conceptual flyover, I mean, they had people walking through there and everything. I didn't see any Ross man in there, but other than that, the thing was pretty spectacular. And really, it is really a cool idea. More than cool, it's necessary, but it's so vibrant, I guess is a good word for it.
And the one main piece that's going to be there, and Ross can talk briefly about this, is we have a organization that's part of our thing called Pigments for a Cause. And Ross, can you explain a little bit what Pigments for a Cause is and what you do?
Pigments for a Cause means we do artwork at FEC in Grafton that everyone can come and show your spirit.
Yeah.
So every Monday
Yeah.
from 1 to 3 over at our offices right now at the Family Enrichment Center, stop on by. And these individuals are working with mentors that are talented artists, and they're making really cool stuff. And then we use it at our events or we give it to people. But just picture this at Destination Saukville with a big old window like that, and I'm looking at where this activity is going on, and people are walking by and they're grabbing their coffee or they're grabbing a bite to eat, and they're socializing. It's going to be a pretty neat project.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Excellent. Wow. It's huge.
From the rats to the
Well,
impressive stuff.
Well, Jack knows my history too. Trust me.
Right.
Yeah,
It's amazing. The reclamation project that is
Well, that's
undergone.
still-
Talk about progress being made. Wow.
And
Jeez.
it's still a big work in progress, right, Ross?
Absolutely.
Do I need help once in a while?
Mel does help a lot too.
Right, but I need a lot of help too.
Yes, he does.
And then what did you call Jack when you walked in here today?
His new nickname is Jack Baby. Jackie Baby.
Very cool.
Well, Jackie, baby.
Can't top that. It's hard to top that, but I think we have one.
That rolls right out of your tongue there.
It does. I think we'll work on it. We'll get some T-shirts,
I listen
bumper
to Jackie
stickers.
Baby.
Yeah. Dartboard. Jackie Baby dartboard.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
I like that. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, bull's
we'll
ear.
work on that. Exactly. We're going to do a quick spot for CPL Radio here, becoming a day owner, helping us out. When we come back, we will have
The Ian turn.
the Ian, our intern, and our man on the field, our Bulldog report, coming up in just a moment on the Jack Henke Show. Stay tuned.
Thanks, Ross, man. Well, we are joined by someone whose sanity I question because he returned. He's the Ian turn that left us, was here once.
He didn't really leave us, per se.
He ran out of here
Nope.
for like 6 months or so.
Got it.
There he is.
There we go. All right, but Ian's back. And Ian, identify yourself.
Senior in high school,
Okay.
looking to pursue communications, so radio broadcasting, sports broadcasting, all that,
Excellent.
Yeah.
So you joining us today, and we're going to use your expertise at what is going on up at the high school.
Well, actually, tonight, 7 o'clock, the boys basketball team are in the playoffs against Plymouth.
Ah,
Not sure where that is. I guess they want it to be a fair, equal advantage for both sides. So somewhere,
so
Undisclosed location.
yeah. It won't even tell me. I don't even know.
are you on the team?
No, I am not. I guess that's all. As long as the team knows, I guess you're good to go.
The team does. I mean, nobody knows where it is.
I was not told where it was.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean,
And you're the insider.
yeah.
Oh, boy.
I even looked online, hoping the athletic director said something. It is in enclosed location. So, I mean, that's,
Well,
thank
good.
you
They're
for
not
that.
playing outside.
Nope. Hopefully.
Excellent. So the basketball game is going to be played somewhere.
7
tonight.
o'clock tonight.
Yep. Okay. Got the time down.
And so if they win,
Mm-hmm.
they play a little bit south here, Nicolay,
Mm-hmm.
defending state champs. So their big name, Jalen,
Mm-hmm.
he's committed to Duke. He's so big right now, you have to buy tickets ahead of time, like a couple days before the game even happens.
Really?
It's so big. And the gym is so small that there's only standing room. Like, it's just 3 rows of just people standing and watching.
Does he have merchandising rights yet? I'm just curious if he's signed anything off yet.
That's all anyone's talking about right now. I'm surprised he doesn't come out with a shirt or something.
I mean,
you know?
the day's not over yet. We got to get this rolling here.
Yeah, I'm not impressed. He's going to Duke. What a loser. Overrated institution.
Wow. Bring in the controversy here.
And they cheat.
Yeah.
Of course, it has nothing to do with them beating the Badgers in the national championship game.
You'll
That
get
game
over
was fixed, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very cool. What else is going on?
Nothing. Just a lot of work.
School?
School. Yeah. Number 1 job and part-time job.
Oh, okay. What do you do?
Casey's gas station.
Ah,
Clerk.
Oh, right on.
I have never been yelled at and cussed at more in my life.
not
it's
even
fun.
as much as you do here?
No, surprisingly, right?
Wow.
After 7 o'clock, it gets kind of interesting. So
I got to go. I'm 7:01. I know where I'm going. You working tonight?
I am working tonight. Yeah.
See you at 7:02.
All right.
I might cuss you out a little bit. But
7 o'clock is a big time tonight. The game will start somewhere. There'll be a tip-off. And it's also the tip-off for the obnoxious comments at Casey's. Sounds
Yep.
like.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to have to gas up and go.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, and so you're going to further study communications after high school?
So Whitewater is hopefully I can, because I'm not planning on going there right away, trying to go to Washington County for core classes. It's a little cheaper that way.
Absolutely.
Transfer.
Yeah.
But I was at Whitewater a couple months ago. Really nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice campus.
Yeah. They have a really good business school, from what
They
I
do.
understand.
Yeah.
And
Glad you're going to Washington County because we get to keep you.
Another year, right?
That's right.
I see them every 6 months.
We just renewed your contract.
The big question is, from today's interview with Dr. Kelly, I hope you learn to keep a binder up in your attic of all the things you
Really
learned in
important.
college. It's such,
but
20
the
years down the line, you can look at it and say, why did I do this again?
Yeah, no. I just was thinking about that with biology. Like, why does this?
Why does this exist? Why
That's
do I have to
why.
take this stupid class? Stupid.
And then them having me take zoology, which is like a step up. So I'm, it's even more advanced than what biology was.
Man.
So we got you on the broadcast next week, you think? You're going to be able to break out again? All right. Well, we're going to...
Maybe he'll know the location of the next game.
Well,
Hopefully.
yeah, we'll have at least the results.
Yeah, definitely.
At least we know there's going to be results of some sort.
Yeah. Somewhere in the state, right?
We want you to take a tape recorder into work tonight and bring it back and play it next week.
And we do need a report from the Casey's front lines. I want to hear, what's going on there. So that'll be interesting.
Has anyone ever driven off with the hose still in the car?
Yes, actually.
I've done
That's
that.
happened more than once.
I did return it, though.
I did. Yeah, I did that.
I did bring it
You
back.
did it
remember?
too?
No, I'm telling you. Casey's last week. I brought it back. No. So,
Someone came in, like,
is this yours?
yeah, I was driving off and there's a hose flying off the back of my car.
How do these things happen? Awesome.
I remember when I did that once. They pull out pretty easily. And I drove back in, and I said to the guy, I did this. And the guy goes, don't sweat it, man. Most people never come back.
Nice.
Yes.
Very nice. All right. Well, we expect a full report from the Bulldog front and a fuller report from the Casey's front next week at this time here on the Jack Henke Show. Fantastic. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. All right. We'll get you back on the air next week.
Right.
Jack, that's a show, I think.
Next week, we have...
Just the mayor.
well, he's second fiddle to Butta Scotchke and her and Buttozaki Women's Hockey League.
Got some hockey, some
very cool story.
Some puck flickers.
Yeah, people who give a puck.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, folks. Thanks for coming out. Thank you, our studio audience. Thank you to Mel and Rossman, of course, and thank you to Chris, and thank you to Mert for coming down. Keith, always a pleasure. Thank you for coming down.
Jeff.
The man with the perfect hair. All right.
Everybody knows what you're talking about then. Everybody's going, Jeff is there?
Absolutely. Yeah. Dr. Kelly from Fox Point and Mequon, and occasionally Cedarburg, too. All right.
He's starting a new rat thing.
All right.
A new rat pack.
Ian was in the house bringing on the Caseys and the Bulldog Report. And Mark Nielsen, don't forget to tune in Saturday night. New show? You got a new show with you, Mark? All right, we got new stuff, and I may even get it on Sunday, too. We'll talk about that. All right. Little Foo Bar on Sunday with Mark's show. I forgot to put it on. So there was that. That was just straight up. And my daughter got a text. Hey, Jeff, where's the show? My daughter comes by. Are you supposed to have a radio show on? I said, yeah, no, like 2 hours ago. Yeah, okay, thanks. Let's put the cell phone in the fish tank or something. We didn't get the message. Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. The Jack Henke